Hi, this is Kerry Engel with Creative Scrapbooker Magazine and a Technique Taster making a wreath from the December 2018 sketch. Today I'm going to show you how I created a layout using our December 2018 sketchy challenge, sneak peek of it. And I built a wreath using the Heartfelt Creations poinsettia and holly cluster die cutting system and their stamps. I've also used their shaping mold and flower shaping kit. I'm also going to be using some ColorBox ink and some Tombow adhesive and some Tombow pens today. I'm going to start with just the simple stamp. And what I've done is I've got a base here of some Creative Scrapbooker super stock. I've drawn a circle already. The poinsettia and holly clusters come with some poinsettias and then some holly leaves. So we're going to build upon this. And using the ColorBox ink, this is your first layer. You don't have to be all perfect with, and it's just a base so that if your flowers don't line up after, there's something underneath. Or if you really like it, you can just leave it like this. So all I've done is stamp my flowers around my wreath. So you could stop at this layer. You could take your sketch, add some other elements around it, add a picture, and it would be perfectly fine. Or what we can do is take our stamping to the next level. Now I'll show you how to stamp the poinsettias and use the die cuts to cut out your flowers. Then what you end up with are some really crisp little flowers. So I had started with this base, and what I did was I built upon it. So I took these stamped images and I literally just glued them all over my wreath. So the next level with Heartfelt Creations is their 3D poinsettia shaping mold. This is wonderful. So you take your stamped image, you run it through the die cut, and then you put it into the shaping mold. So this shaping mold is a lot of fun. I actually giggle every time I open it up. So what you do is you place your die cut flowers into the shaping mold. So ink side up. I have one of these smaller ones here as well. Then what I do is I spritz it with a little bit of water. Then you close the lid and you run it through the die cut machine. You take off the lid and voila, it's gorgeous. You get these beautiful little crinkled flowers, flower petals. They look just like flowers. Now mine are a little damp, so sometimes you might want to let them dry a little bit longer. Then what we do is we take our Deluxe flower shaping kit and we create some flowers. Liquid glue for this. This kit comes with a bunch of different tools here. This particular tool comes in handy for shaping your leaves. So if we want them to look really realistic, we can turn under the edges. And by turning under the edges, once you layer all the petals together, you get a really realistic looking flower. So we'll turn under a few of our edges here. So using the tool, you can choose an end that fits the size of flower you want. And this is just going to help you bend it and mold it and adhere it. Sometimes the glue gets a little messy, so oops, like that. Sometimes you want to use this, sometimes you want to use the glue bottle. And so you layer it in and squish it out. And it's okay if I get a little in the middle because I'm going to add some beads to the middle. My flowers, what I've done for my layout is I used 2 big ones and 2 small ones, and then I layered the green petal behind. This tool works really nicely to squish it through, and then you can add a little glue. And in the centers of all my flowers, glass beads by Multicraft. Just you sprinkle a few in the middle, let them stick, and there you have it, a really beautiful poinsettia. So I made many of these cute little poinsettia flowers. I place the image right here and then I just build it. I'm going to build my wreath up using my 3-dimensional flowers. To layer the photo, I used the Heartfelt Creations Festive Collection. I used the paper at the back. The Festive Collection also has some things that you can cut out, fussy cut out. So I cut out several of these little squares from some of the paper. I've mounted them on a glue dot with some twirled up embroidery thread, and I decided I needed a few ornaments on my wreath. So we have these super cute little, I figured a cat needed some birds. So Jeff has some birds on his wreath. To do the lettering, I die cut out my letters, and I just used some watercolor paper for that. And I'm going to be using my Tombow markers. This is a really simple way to create some fun coordinated letters. And I'm starting off at the top of the letters with a lighter color red. And then I moved into a darker red at the bottom. How I created a little bit more depth was I took my black pen and instead of using the brush end of the Tombow, I'm using the bullet end. And this is where I have to be very still and careful, and I just go along the edge. You can see on my letter where I had that little bit of oops there, and it's okay to just blend your Tombows. It's a little bit dark and brown, but I think that makes some shading. I kind of like that look. It gives my letters a little bit of dimension. I just used my Tombow mono glue again to adhere my letters. Get my C in place here. And that's how we've created a Jeff's First Christmas.